Right, a steam condenser is nothing but a heat exchanger. Here you can see the steam power plant cycle. Actually, in the last class, we have discussed steam boilers. Right, in the last class, we have discussed a steam boiler. Right, this portion, are you able to see this portion? I will be drawing here. This portion we have discussed in the last class. This portion is nothing but the boiler. If you observe what type of boiler it is, actually it is a water tube boiler. If you observe, the water is present inside the tube and the fire is outside the tubes. Right, this is nothing but a water tube boiler. Uh, and here today we are going to discuss regarding this topic. This part is nothing but the condenser part. Right, here if you observe what of the steam which is here generated, right, this is nothing but a horizontal tube boiler. And in this case, how many tubes, water tubes? There are nearly 3 to 4 tubes are there. These 3 to 4 tubes is nothing but a multi-tube boiler. Once here the steam is generated, the generated steam here, if you observe, there will be a rotary motion of the turbines.
Number
63.
63. 63
Hello, don't
65. 63, 63. Minus 63. Minus 63.
Cam scanner ఏది?
Hello, don't talk.
Cam scanner. 63. 65.
బాబు మాట్లాడొద్దు బాబు. ఎవరు?
65, 42, 40, 130, 130, 81.
Babu, listen, don't talk. Right, this portion is nothing but the steam boiler.
Minus 11, minus 12, minus 13, 19, 20, 13.
Right, this is nothing but the steam condenser. Right, in the steam, this portion is nothing but the steam condenser portion. This portion, right, if you observe thoroughly, right, the steam comes from the boiler. If you observe here, the steam is coming from the boiler and the coming steam is expanded over a turbine. This portion is nothing but the turbine, where this turbine is connected to the generator. Right, from here electricity is generated and the electrical generated electricity is transmitted through the transmission media. Right, after expansion here, high pressure high energy steam will be present here. Right, this high pressure high energy steam once expand here, right, in this portion it becomes less energy steam. Right, this less energy means it will be in the form of a wet or it may be in the form of a liquid, but it is in a hot condition when compared with the atmospheric water. Right, what we need to do, we need to reject the heat from here. Right, for rejecting the heat, if you observe, this is a, right, a river or a pond below the bottom of the cooling tower, or it may be a river. From here, with the help of the pump, this is nothing but the pump. From here, cold water will be taken, and whatever the steam which is coming from this side, it will be condensed. And right, a condensed means it will be converted into a liquid form completely, and it will be cooled one. The cold water, with the help of this feed pump, it will be supplied to where? Once again to the boiler here. Right, from this portion, it will be supplied to where? Boiler. Here in the boiler, because of application of the heat, right, the water will be converted into water steam. The same cycle will be repeated once again. And if you observe the next figure, if you observe, this is the another type of boiler. This is the another type of the boiler you can observe. Right, here also the same thing. This is a nuclear power plant. This portion is nothing but a reactor. Right, to cool the reactor, a water will be circulated. Right, when the water enters into a reactor, it becomes what? Superheated steam. Right, means superheated steam is nothing but it while cooling the reactor, it becomes what? Steam. The same steam can be used to expand over a turbine here. Right, after expansion, this becomes what? Less energy, and it may be dry or it wet steam, or it may be in a liquid form. The liquid, whatever the liquid which is coming, right, it will be cooled. This portion is nothing but the condenser. Today we are going to discuss this portion, condenser. what it will do means it will cool the condensate which is coming from the turbine. Condensate is nothing but it may be a wet or it may be a liquid steam which is coming from the turbine exhaust, right? In the condenser, what is happening means if you observe, the steam will be getting cooled, and a cold water formation takes place bottom of the condenser. The cold water once again circulated into the where boiler, right? This cooling occurs from where means a water comes from the cooling tower, right? The cooling tower, right? That water is used to cool the steam in the condenser, right? Like this, from the cooling tower, water comes. After getting cooled, this water becomes hot. The hot water will be once again sent back to cooling tower, right? If you observe the next, what is meant by steam condenser, you can see this is nothing but a condenser. Condenser is nothing but it's a closed vessel, right, in which a steam is condensed. The steam gives up heat to the coolant. Coolant is nothing but the water which comes from where means cooling tower, right? During this process of condensation, right, steam gets condensed in under which process means under the process of condensation, right? Steam condensers are classified into majorly two parts. One is jet condensers, another one is surface condensers. If you observe, the another name for jet condensers is a mixing type condenser. Another name for surface condenser is non-mixing type condensers, right? These are very, very important two types. Normally, we will be using always surface condensers. Jet condensers are outdated one and seldomly used. Why it is used seldomly used? Why it is outdated means if you observe the right side, this is the jet condenser figure. This figure is nothing but the jet condenser figure. This figure is nothing but the jet condenser figure. If you observe, right, here a steam is coming from the turbine. It may be a wet steam or it may be a liquid hot water which is coming from the turbine, right? Here if you observe, this is the cooling water. This cooling water came from where means the bottom of the cooling tower, or from a river also we can extract the cooling water to cool what the steam. And in this case, if you observe, the cool water moves to the up with the help of the pump. Here the cool water as well as the steam both gets mixed here, right? Directly mixing each other. That's why this is called a mixing type. Here the steam as well as cooling water both gets mixed. After mixing, the steam gets condensed and it becomes a liquid, and the cold water becomes hot, and both will be mixed properly, thoroughly with each other. Here it is a perforated chamber for properly mixing. After mixing, right, the condensate will be falls down, right? This condensate, right, will be sent back to where? To the boiler with the help of the feed pump. Why to the boiler? Because in the boiler, what we will be doing, we will be supplying the heat. Their steam will be generated. The generator steam will be sent back to where? Turbine. In the turbine, expansion takes place. After expansion, once again the steam condensed to the this condenser, right? In this case, why it is outdated means, here if you observe, the steam actually to the boiler we need to supply a distilled water, pure water we need to supply without any scales in the water, right? Once this water expands over a turbine, right, means this is in the form of a pure steam, right, without any scales in that, right? When without any impurities, the steam coming into the condenser inlet, and if you observe, this is the water which is coming from the river. In the river or from the bottom of the cooling tower, it consists of some scales or some impurities in it. When this impure water mixed with this pure water, what happens? The water becomes what? Impure. If we send directly this impure condensate to the boiler, what happens? Scale formation takes place inside the boiler, right? In order to avoid that, what we will be doing, we will instead of going for a jet condensers, we will be going for surface condensers. Surface condenser is nothing but a non-mixing type surface condensers. Surface condenser is nothing but a non-mixing type. Why it is non-mixing type? If you observe, the cooling water from the cooling turbine or from the river will be sending in the blue color pipelines, and the wet steam from the turbine outlet, right, after expansion in the turbine, the wet steam or a hot liquid comes, right at the top. It flows over the tubes. It won't directly gets mixed with this cooling water, so that there is no mixing of water as well as the steam. Means there is no formation of impurities inside the condensate, right? Once this wet steam after condensate, right, here a cold water will be formed. This cold water we need to send back to where? Through the feed pump to the boiler, where in the boiler once again heat supplied will be takes place. In the boiler, steam generation takes place, and it will be sent back to the turbine. Means what are the major differences in between these two? Means in case of jet type surface condensers, in the jet type condensers, mixing occurs. Mixing means this impure water or scaled water gets mixed with what a pure steam, so that after becoming a cold, here in this condensate there may be a possible result, some impure particles will be there, some because of those impure particles, once these particles will be sent to the boiler, some scale formation takes place inside the boiler, or some rust may occur on the turbine blades, means the life of the turbine, life of the boiler gets reduced. In order to avoid that, these jet type condensers are not used much maximum. Next, we will discuss the classification of jet condensers as well as surface condensers or non-mixing type condensers in the next slide. If you observe, a jet type or mixing type surface condensers further classified into actually 4 types. First one is a parallel flow jet condensers. Second one is counter flow jet condenser. Third one is barometric or high level jet condenser. And last one is ejector condenser. All these are what jet type or mixing type condenser. Mixing means the steam which is coming from wet steam which is coming from the turbine exhaust get mixed with the cooling water. The cooling water may comes from the cooling turbine, or it may comes from the river, for the cooling purpose of exhaust to steam. Now observe parallel flow jet condenser. Parallel flow jet condenser is nothing but, if you observe the figure right side, the first figure, here the water from the cooling tower bottom portion, or it may be from the river, we will be taking the water with the help of the feed pump, we will be sending to the top of that chamber, jet condenser, and exhaust steam comes from the top, both will be mixed in the top and it will be sent in the same direction parallelly, steam పైనుంచి వస్తుంది as well as cooling water కూడా పైనుంచి వస్తుంది, both are traveling in the same direction. That's why we call it as a parallel flow or jet condenser. Here there is a perforated chamber, it allows the water as well as steam, there is a time will be there for sufficient mixing purpose, so that faster rate of cooling occurs. Once the cooling occurs, the condensate will be collected at the bottom. With the help of the condensate pump, it will be supplied to the boiler. And why air pump is required here? Air pump is required means because here the water is collected from the atmosphere, or it will be collected from the river, or it may be collected from the cooling tower, and the water may be having some dissolved gases in it. These dissolved gases has to be extracted it outside. For that purpose, air pump is used, which creates what a suction here. Next, counter this is called parallel flow jet condenser. Next, come to the counter flow. This is nothing but a counter flow or low level jet condenser. Why low level? Means the height of this condenser will be very short, that's why it is called low level. And counter flow means the direction of the cooling water as well as the steam will be in opposite directions. If you observe, the cooling water enters here, and here there will be some perforations. Once the water enters in the form of a fine droplet, it is moving downward directions, it moves in downward direction. But if you observe, the steam from the turbine enters at the bottom, and this steam is moving because of lesser density, it tries to move upwards. And here, by placing an air pump, what it will be creating, it will be create a draft. Draft is nothing but the pressure difference it will create. Like in our kitchen rooms, we will be placing a fan now, it will create a draft. This draft is created in such a way that inside will be created a vacuum and outside will be higher pressure, so that it sucks the steam upward direction. When the steam starts moving upward direction and the water droplets are moving downward directions, both get mixed properly, and this steam gets condensed, and this total condensate mixture, this water as well as the steam after cooling becomes a water. Both this mixture will be collected at the bottom. We call that mixture is called condensate. The condensate will be collected here. With the help of the condensate pump or a feed pump, we will be sending back to where? To the boiler, for once again generating a steam to expand over a turbine. This is nothing but the to the boiler. What is the difference between parallel flow and counter flow? Parallel flow means the direction of the steam as well as the direction of the water, both are in the same direction. That's why we call it as a parallel flow. And why it is counter flow? If you observe, the steam enters from the top in downward direction, and this cooling water enters from the top, and exhaust steam from the turbine will be moving in upward direction. Both are in opposite directions. That's why we call it as hello. That's why we call it as counter flow direction. Next slide, if you observe, another two classifications. This is a barometric or high level jet condenser. Babu, if you have any doubt in the last 10 minutes, I will give a chance to ask the doubts. At that time, we can discuss. Right. Next one is a barometric or high level jet condensers. If you observe what is the difference between this high level, previously we discussed this is a low level jet condensers. Right. In this case, to supply this cooling water, right, here there will be a pump. Feed pump will be there as well as a condensate pump is there. If you observe in this case, here feed pump will be there to circulate the cooling water, and here there is a condensate pump to supply it to the boiler. But in the next case, if you observe a barometric is nothing but actually atmospheric. And high level jet condenser means if you observe there is no condensate pump here because of height only, right? Because of height, what happens? Pressure is nothing but rho gh. We know that pressure is a formula rho gh. If height increases, automatically pressure increases. That's why they have placed a high level, means the height of the condenser will be very high. Because of that height, pressure will be very high. Automatically the water will be circulated without using any pump here. Right. In this case, this is also called as a counterflow. Why counterflow? The steam enters from the bottom and the cooling water enters from the top, and there is a air suction pipe which creates a suction inside so that the steam will be right moved towards, means which creates a suction at the top so that the steam moves upward direction because of pressure difference, and the condensate will be collected at the bottom. Right. Why this height of this means to create what pressure? If height increases, automatically pressure gets rises. This high pressure water will be supplied to boiler, so that right steam generation takes place inside the boiler. And this is nothing but the ejector condenser. Ejector condenser is nothing but what? This is the ejector condenser. If you observe here, there is a multi-nozzle type direct arrangement is there. Nozzle. What is meant by nozzle? Nozzle is nothing but right. It will be in this direction. Initially, there will be a gradually reduction in area, right, up to the throat portion. After the throat portion, once again there is an increase. This we call it as a convergent divergent nozzle. The purpose of the nozzle is to convert pressure energy, into kinetic energy, right, which converts pressure energy into a kinetic energy. For that purpose, we will be using what? Nozzle. If you observe, there are so many nozzles, all are in the form of what? Right, convergent divergent portion. Here the steam comes from the steam turbine, and here the water comes from the cooling tower or from the river, right, with the help of the feed pump. నుంచి వస్తుంది కాబట్టి it comes with high pressured water, right. When this water comes here, this is in the form of a nozzle. What it will do? It will create this pressure energy into kinetic energy, means it creates a right sonic velocity, or it may be supersonic velocity water jet. And this steam, when it comes here, this is a non-return wall arrangement. Non-return wall means only one direction flow of what steam occurs. There is no reverse direction, right. When the steam enters here, these are the portions the steam may enter inside, right. While entering, because of high jet velocity, automatically proper mixing takes place inside here, right. After mixing, and this is the divergent portion, right, means because the area or the volume gets increases, once again the velocity drop and pressure gets rises, right. Here the condensate will be collected. This condensate once again sent back to where? Means to the boiler. Right. These are nothing but jet type surface condensers. Jet type surface condenser is nothing but a mixing type surface condenser. In mixing type is nothing but the cooling water and the steam gets mixed, means during the mixing, because in the cooling water there may be a scales will be there, or impure particles will be there. These impure particles we need to avoid to enter into the boiler. For that purpose, we are going for surface condensers. These are very, very important surface condensers. Right, surface condensers are, we call it as a non-mixing type surface condensers. If you observe, the surface condensers are non-mixing type surface condensers are further classified into 4 types. One is a downflow. It depends upon the direction of flow of exhaust stream, and all these types depends upon the direction of flow of exhaust stream. If you observe, the steam is entering from the top. This is the first figure, right. The direction of the steam is towards a downward direction. That's why it is called downflow. And the second one is central flow. If you observe, there is a here at this portion, right, pump is placed, air pump, or we call it as a draft fan is placed, which creates a suction, so that right from the top steam enters, right. A steam అనేది ఏం చేస్తున్నా అంటే, because the draft is created here, a vacuum will be created at the center, right? Whatever the steam enters here inside this chamber, right? All the steam will be diverted towards the center. That's why we call it as a central flow or surface condenser. If you observe the explanation of downflow surface condenser, once the steam enters here, all these here small circles is nothing but the tubes. Within those tubes, water will be circulated, and there is a baffle here. If you observe, right, and here there is an air extraction pump. Without baffle, right, without the baffle, if I place this air pump here, right, all the steam will be directed like this. Means after cooling, right, because here it will be created a vacuum. Once here it creates vacuum, all the steam will be starts moving towards right side without falling down, without right, instead of falling here, right, all the steam will be directed towards outside. In order to avoid that, there is a baffle type arrangement. Once we place a baffle type arrangement, right, all this steam will be converted towards downward direction, right, up to here end point. If you observe, right, there is a baffle. Observe, this is the portion up to here. A baffle arrangement is there, right? The steam will be comes like this downward direction, because here a vacuum will be created. Once right, once it is coming like this direction, all these are pipes. Within these pipes, cooling water will be circulated, right? While before reaching the steam at this position, right, the steam will be converted into a liquid. Liquid is having higher density when compared with the air, 1,000 times greater density when compared with air. Because of higher density, once this reaches at this portion, automatically because of higher density it falls downwards. So that this is nothing but what a condensate. In this case, the cooling water is not mixed with the exhaust stream. The cooling water will be circulated within the pipelines. That's why here the cooling water will be collected here, or condensate will be collected here. The condensate will be sent to the right, where means boiler. If you observe the same thing here at this center, a air pump is placed, right? It creates a vacuum, so that whatever the steam enters here, all the steam will be diverted first towards the center. While moving the center, because the water will be circulated inside the pipes, and the steam will be circulated over the pipes, right? The steam will be getting condensed, and the condensate will be collected at the bottom, and it falls because of higher density, రైట్. ఒకసారి పైప్స్ మీద నుంచి వెళ్తున్నప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే కూల్ అయిపోయిన స్టీమ్ ఏమవుతుందంటే లిక్విడ్ గా ఫామ్ అయిపోతుంది. లిక్విడ్ అంతా కూడా కిందికి పడిపోతుంది బికాస్ ఆఫ్ హయ్యర్ డెన్సిటీ. బికాస్ వాటర్ ఈస్ హ్యావింగ్ 1,000 density, whereas air is having only 1. The condensate will be collected at the bottom. This condensate will be sent back to where? Boiler. And regenerative surface condenser is nothing but it's normally a heat exchanger type. It will be in this form. I will be drawing here a figure, right? Here inlet, this is, let us consider this is the inlet, and let us consider this is the outlet. Let us consider this is the cool water, and this is the hot water, and inside there is a pipes arrangement. Like this arrangement, pipes will be there. This is nothing but a regenerator, normally a heat exchanger, right? Inside these pipes a steam will be circulated, wet steam, or it may be hot water. Steam will be circulated inside the pipes, and outside of the pipe a cool water will be circulated. The steam after, right, after the condenser, after this equipment, right, the steam, right, here it becomes a cold water. It becomes a cold water. This water will be sent back to where? Means to the boiler. And here the water will be circulated outside this surface of this pipes, so that this water gets heated, heat absorbs heat from the pipe, so that this water becomes hot. The hot water sent back to where? Cooling tower. We will discuss cooling towers in the next slide, right? The steam will be converted into a cold water. This cold water will be sent back to where? Boiler. This is nothing but a regenerative surface condenser. And next one is evaporative condenser. Why evaporative? Means here, if you observe properly, the steam is entering in the pipes. If you observe here, the steam, this is the pipeline through which the steam is entered. This whole arrangement is nothing but an evaporative condenser. Why the name evaporative? Means the cold water, if you observe, this is nothing but the water pump, right? High pressured water will be passed through the top. Here there are so many nozzle arrangements are there. All these are the nozzles. What nozzle will do? It will make a fine droplets of water, and these droplets will be, right, sprayed over the pipe. Because of a very small surface a droplet has, when it touches this surface of this pipe, which is passing inside the pipe, steam is passing because the pipe is in hot condition. When a droplet falls over here, this droplet immediately gets evaporated. That's why it is nothing but evaporative surface condenser. Means these fine droplets, when touches this hot surface of the pipe, immediately gets evaporation takes place. When the particle gets evaporated, it absorbs the latent heat and the pipe gets cooled. Means the steam which is inside the pipe gets condensed and becomes a cold one, liquid form. This liquid condensate sent to the back to the boiler for regeneration of steam. This is nothing but evaporative condensers, right? There are two types of condensers we have in our syllabus: steam condensers. One is jet type surface condenser, another one is surface condenser. Jet is nothing but a mixing pipe, and the surface condenser is nothing but a non-mixing pipe. And jet condensers are further classified into four types. One is parallel flow, counter flow, barometric, and ejector types. And surface condensers are classified into four types. One is downflow, central flow, regenerative, and evaporative. Downflow, and right, the direction will be particularly towards downward direction. And the central flow is nothing but towards the center direction. Regenerative is nothing but simply a heat exchanger type. Evaporative is nothing but the cooling water gets evaporated once it touches the hot surface, right? And the surface gets cooled. The liquid which is passes through inside the surface, means inside the pipeline, gets cooled. The cold condensate will be sent back to where? Boiler. And this is very, very important. Jet differences between jet condensers and surface condensers, right? Already we discussed that jet condensers are also called as a mixer type, where condensate, steam as well as cooling water gets mixed each other, and this is called a non-mixer type because there is no mixing properly takes place. And this is less suitable for high capacity plants, and this is more suitable for high capacity plants. And the condensate is wasted because a pure form of condensate we won't get, because the river water or cooling tower water will be gets mixed with the steam. If it will be in the form of what impure one, because we cannot send directly into the boiler. There once again we need to purify it. For that purpose, the maximum condensate gets wasted here. The condensate can be reused without, because in this case this impure water and the steam won't get mixed each other. The same condensate can be reused once again. It requires less quantity of circulating because there is a direct contact with each other, right? A faster rate of cooling occurs. For that purpose, a less amount of cooling water is required. But in this case, there is no direct mixing. Cooling water and the steam, there is a separation. The separation in the form of what? A pipe. Pipe is having lesser thermal conductivity. When we mix directly two mixtures, right, a faster rate of cooling occurs. In this case, a faster rate undadu, plus at the same time large amount of cooling water is required. In this case, the condensate plant is economical and simple in design. In this case, the surface condensers are complicated in design, and in this case the maintenance cost is very low. In this case, maintenance cost is very high. Here high power is required for water pumping. Here less power is required. Why high power, why less power? If you observe, in this case if you observe, both cooling water as well as the steam gets mixed each other, the condensate will be collected here, right? Here in this case, both condensate and water, means the volume is more. And when you observe, in this case, surface condensers, in this case only the steam which is converted into liquid is collected at this portion. Means the volume of steam which is converted into a liquid form will be very less when compared with jet condensers, because here cooling water as well as the condensate, the steam is converted into water. Means if we consider this is 1 liter and this also steam is 1 liter, means here 2 liters will be there. When you consider here, if 1 liter of steam is coming, means here only 1 liter of liquid will be present. Means the size of the pump is very less. That's why means the size of the pump will be very less, so that the power required is also less. In this case, high power is required. In this case, less power is required. And the next important topic is cooling tower, right? This is the cooling tower. I will show you how it works. Just now we discussed this portion. This is nothing but the condenser portion, right? In this portion we discussed the classifications: jet condensers, or it may be a surface condensers, right? This is nothing but the cooling tower. Now we are concentrating here. This is nothing but the cooling tower portion. Here the cold water which is coming from the cooling tower is passed through the condenser. Here the steam is, right, converted into the liquid form. The liquid will be sent back to the boiler, right? In order to cool the steam, we took condenser, right? ఈ కూల్ చేయాలి అంటే కంపల్సరీగా we require a cooling water. For that purpose a cooling tower is there. From the cooling tower, right, cold water is coming like this, and it becomes a hot condition. The hot water once again sent back to the cooling tower. Once again here the water will be cooled. The cold water once again circulated inside the condenser. This is a cyclic process. If condenser is present, compulsory cooling tower is required. And right, if you observe, this is also one type of another arrangement. Next, if you observe cooling towers are also, we are having some classifications. Before we discuss the classification, right, what is meant by cooling tower? Cooling towers are mainly used in many engineering applications. Cooling towers ఎక్కడెక్కడ యూస్ చేస్తారంటే where the condenser is present. కండెన్సర్ ఎక్కడెక్కడ ఉంటుందండి? నార్మల్ గా స్టీమ్ పవర్ ప్లాంట్స్ లో ఉంటుంది, రెఫ్రిజిరేషన్ పవర్ ప్లాంట్స్ లో ఉంటుంది. If you observe here, the main applications in power plants and in refrigeration plants. Why in power plants? Power plants లో steam condenser యూస్ చేస్తారు, రెఫ్రిజిరేషన్ లో కూడా కండెన్సర్ యూస్ చేస్తారు. యూ మే బి హ్యావింగ్ ఎ డౌట్, ఇన్ రెఫ్రిజిరేషన్ ఎక్కడ యూస్ చేస్తారు అంటే, if you observe the domestic refrigerators, the back side there is a pipe will be there. That pipe is nothing but the condenser pipe. With the help of the air we will be cooling the refrigerant inside that condenser portion. ఆ pipe లో refrigerant flow అవుతుంది, right? ఆ pipe బయట ఎయిర్ అనేది సర్క్యులేట్ అవుతుంది, నార్మల్ గా అట్మాస్ఫియర్ ఎయిర్. The air is used to cool the refrigerant inside those pipes. That pipe is nothing but what? Condenser, right? If you observe, right, normally cooling towers ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఎక్కడ యూస్ చేస్తారంటే స్టీమ్ పవర్ ప్లాంట్స్ లో యూస్ చేస్తారు. నార్మల్లీ దీస్ విల్ బి వెరీ హై, నియర్లీ అబౌట్ హౌ మచ్ హైట్ మీన్స్ నియర్లీ 9 meters కంటే ఎక్కువ ఉంటుందండి ఫ్రమ్ ది గ్రౌండ్ లెవెల్. ద మినిమం హైట్ ఈస్ 9 meters, right? What are the factors? Following some of the factors which affect the cooling towers. If you observe, right, in order to cooling rate increase చేయాలన్నా, faster cool చేయాలన్నా, it depends upon what? These are the factors. First one is size and height of the cooling tower. If the size increases, height increases, the cooling tower also increases. If you observe the cooling tower shape, it is in the form of a convergent divergent nozzle shape lo untundi. Why convergent divergent nozzle shape? Means to create what? A pressure difference purpose. For that purpose it is made in the form of a convergent divergent. And arrangement of plates in the cooling tower, plates ante normal ga some baffles untayi, right? Different baffles, in order to change the direction of flow of air. I will show you how it moves in the next slide. And the velocity of entering air, if the velocity of entering air is increased, if the velocity increases, automatically cooling rate increases, right? If the velocity decreases, cooling rate decreases. And the temperature of the air, if the temperature of the air is high, cooling rate falls. If the temperature of air is less, cooling rate increases. Because with the temperature of right, outside air only we are cooling the water inside this chamber, and right, if the velocity increases, cooling rate increases. If the velocity decreases, cooling rate decreases. And next one is temperature of the air. If the temperature of air increases, automatically the cooling rate falls down, because cold air తక్కువ టెంపరేచర్ ఉన్న ఎయిర్ ని పంపిస్తే ఎక్కువ హీట్ గెయిన్ చేసుకుంటుంది. అదే ఎక్కువ హీట్ ఉన్న ఎయిర్ ని పంపిస్తే ఏమవుతుంది అంటే తక్కువ హీట్ గెయిన్ చేసుకుంది ఇన్సైడ్ ది కూలింగ్ టవర్. దట్స్ వై వీ నీడ్ టు సెండ్ లెస్ టెంపరేచర్ ఎయిర్ ఇన్సైడ్ ది కూలింగ్ టవర్ for to extract more amount of heat from the water which comes from the condenser. Next one is humidity of the air. Humidity అంటే ఎయిర్ లో ఎంత అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్ వేపర్ ఉంది అనేది. తక్కువ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్ వేపర్ ఉన్న ఎయిర్ ఏం చేస్తుందంటే మోర్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్ ని అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకోగలుగుతుంది, సో దట్ ఫాస్టర్ గా కూల్ చేస్తుంది. That's why less humid air is required when compared with high humid air. Accessibility of air to all the parts of the cooling tower. Hello. Accessibility of air to all the parts. Cooling tower anadi ela undali ante air should be freely flow inside the cooling tower without any disturbance, and to all parts of the cooling tower, right? These are the very important 6 points. Next one, there are only 2 classifications. One is based on the type of draft, and draft is nothing but what? Pressure difference ఏ విధంగా క్రియేట్ చేస్తారు అనేది based on type of draft. And second one is based on the material. Only 2 classifications will be there based on the cooling towers. First one is according to the type of draft. Draft ఏంటిదంటే natural draft ఉంటుంది, ఇంకోటి మీకు forced draft, induced draft. This is nothing but natural draft. If you observe the working condition, ఇక్కడ ఉంది చూడండి ఫిగర్ లో, కింద యానిమేషన్ పార్ట్ కూడా ఉంది, రైట్? దిస్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ది కండెన్సర్, రైట్? ఈ వాటర్ వస్తుంది చూడండి, ఈ వాటర్ ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుందంటే ఇక్కడున్న వాటర్ ని మనం తీసుకుంటున్నాము బాటమ్ ఆఫ్ ది కూలింగ్ టవర్. with the help of the pump ద్వారా మనం వాటర్ ని కండెన్సర్ లో సర్క్యులేట్ చేస్తున్నాము. రైట్, ఏ కోల్డ్ వాటర్ విల్ బి సర్క్యులేటెడ్ హియర్, ఇట్ బికమ్స్ హాట్. ఈ హాట్ అయిన వాటర్ ఏం చేస్తున్నామంటే ఈ పైన ఏం చేస్తున్నాం మనం, ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇక్కడ నుంచి స్ప్రే చేస్తున్నాం కిందికి. ఎయిర్ ఎక్కడ నుంచి వస్తుందండి, ఎయిర్ కింద నుంచి, అట్మాస్ఫియర్ నుంచి ఎయిర్ కింద నుంచి పైకి వెళ్తుంది. వైల్ ట్రావెలింగ్ ఎయిర్ అప్వర్డ్ డైరెక్షన్, right, water will be, right, sprayed in downward directions, both are in counterclockwise direction. Air absorbs the heat and water becomes cold condition. The cold water will be collected bottom and the water will be recirculated inside the condenser, and this is called natural circulation antaru. This is called a natural circulation. In this case, right, air automatically enters from the downwards and air it moves upward. Why it enters downward direction and why it moves? Because we know that right, this height will be very high, nearly greater than 9 meters height untundi. Because of very high height, we know that ground level pressure energy ekku untundi, paiki velle koddi pressure tagipotundi, right. Because of this pressure difference, air starts moving upward direction and it is made in the form of a nozzle shape. This nozzle shape, what it will do means it will convert further pressure energy into kinetic energy, so that high velocity air will be moving upward direction, so that faster rate. ఇక్కడ మనం ఎయిర్ ని సప్లై చేయడానికి ఎలాంటి ఫ్యాన్స్ యూజ్ చేయట్లేదు, దట్స్ వై ఇట్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ న్యాచురల్ సర్క్యులేషన్ అంటారు. నెక్స్ట్ వి విల్ డిస్కస్, దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఎ ఫోర్స్డ్ టైప్, ఫోర్స్డ్ డ్రాఫ్ట్ అంటారు. ఫోర్స్డ్, వై ఫోర్స్డ్, వై ది నేమ్ ఫోర్స్డ్? దిస్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఎ ఫ్యాన్ which circulates a forcibly air inside the cooling tower. With high velocity the air enters right inside the cooling tower and it moves upward direction, and once this air with high velocity it moves upward direction, hot water from the condenser will be sprayed downward